The sun was just beginning to set over the serene village, casting a warm orange glow over the wooden house by the lake. The family of 5 was gathered outside, enjoying the cool evening breeze and the peaceful atmosphere of their humble abode. Lina, the grandmother, was sitting in her rocking chair, her hands busy with her embroidery. Leano, her husband, was sitting by her side, scribbling away in his notebook, lost in thought. Noah, the father, had just arrived home from a long day at work in the city. He parked his trusty bicycle by the front porch and greeted his family with a tired smile.
"How was your day, Noah?"
asked Lina, her eyes twinkling with curiosity.
"It was tough, but I'm glad to be back home,"
replied Noah, taking a deep breath of the fresh countryside air.
"How was your day, Mom?"
Lina smiled warmly.
"Oh, it was lovely,"
she said.
"I finished the embroidery on this handkerchief I've been working on for weeks. Would you like to see?"
Noah walked over to her and peered at the handkerchief.
"It's beautiful, Mom.
He said, admiring the intricate patterns.
You always have such talent for these things."
Leano looked up from his notebook, intrigued.
"What are you writing, dear?"
he asked, peering over Leano's shoulder. Leano blushed, slightly embarrassed.
"Just some poems,"
he said.
"I've been feeling inspired lately, and I want to capture these moments before they slip away."
Lina smiled at her husband, her eyes filled with love.
"You're always so full of inspiration, my love,"
she said.
"I'm sure these poems will be as beautiful as your soul."
As they sat outside, a sudden gust of wind blew through the trees, causing a cascade of leaves to fall to the ground. Leano paused in his writing and looked up at the sky, taking in the splendor of the moment.
"Isn't it wonderful how nature always finds a way to surprise us?"
he said, smiling. Lina nodded in agreement, a twinkle in her eye.
"It reminds me of the time when we first built this house, all those years ago,"
she said.
"We were so young then, and full of hope for the future."
Noah smiled, memories of his childhood flooding his mind.
"I remember when we used to go fishing in the lake every weekend.
He said.
Those were the best times of my life."
Emma and Mia, who had been playing by the lake, came running towards them, their laughter echoing through the quiet village.
"Grandma, Grandpa, can we come and sit with you?"
asked Mia, tugging at Lina's sleeve.
"Of course, my darling. Come and join us,"
said Lina, scooping Mia up in her arms. Emma climbed onto Leano's lap, her eyes shining with excitement.
"Grandpa, what are you writing?"
she asked, peering at his notebook. Leano smiled at his granddaughter.
"Just some poems, my dear,"
he said.
"Would you like to hear one?"
"Yes, please,"
said Emma, clapping her hands in excitement. Leano cleared his throat and began to recite a poem he had written earlier that day.
"Nature sings a song of wonder, a symphony for all to hear. The trees sway in perfect harmony, their leaves rustling with no fear."
The rest of the evening was spent in blissful harmony.